radar pad, the Tiger Team spotlight, and then it also has like the XM4 iron sights. They're a little bit different than the base versions, but they're basically the same. They're just kind of different. It has the Cold War attachments like the radar pad, the Tiger Team spotlight.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be talking about AS and talk about what this means for the gun and when you might actually want to use this blueprint specifically. Because there are some situations where I think you might want the M4 stats over the XM4 stats. So when they first told me about this, they told me that it just had a faster fire rate, but I wanted to make sure that the damage profile wasn't different, and I'm glad I did, because it would have completely changed the video, obviously, if I said it had the same damage profile, but really it had the different damage profile. So on the left here we have the M4, Modern Warfare M4 fire rate and damage values, so 42, 28, 28, 28, and 810 RPM. XM4 shoots about, I don't know, 20% slower, 10% slower, down at 721 RPM, and does 48, 32, 32, 32. And the damage drop-off for the XM4 is at 22, but the M4 is at 29. And then second damage drop-off, the XM4 does quite a bit more damage, so XM4 does 42, 28, 28, 28 after the 22 meters, and then the M4 does 33, 22 to the rest of the body. So if you look at what this means on the TTK charts, they have extremely similar TTKs, so the orange is the Modern Warfare M4, and the pink is the XM4. So they're almost the same TTK. The XM4 is 10 milliseconds faster out to that 22 meter drop off, but the M4 has an extra 10 meters or so of range. I guess it's like 7 meters out to 29 meters. And then out at the longer damage drop off, the XM4 has quite a bit better TTK. So in my opinion, I would consider using this variant of the XM4 with the faster fire rate and the lower damage values for like an SMG build, just to get that extra range. 22 meters, I would say most of your engagements with an SMG are going to be inside the 30, but there will be some that are more than 22. So I think having that little bit of extra range might be worth using the blueprint, and the faster fire rate means you're going to be flinching them a little bit more. So I still think the XM4 is pretty much the best FFAR replacement. Nothing is going to be as good as the FFAR was. That's not what I'm trying to say. But if you're trying to build something in the same slot as where you used to use the FFAR, I think the XM4 might be the new best option, like I said in my video about a week ago. And I think this variant might actually be better just because it has a little bit more range. Something else I want to mention real fast, it also seems that the Great Pacific Blueprint has a little bit more recoil. So again, it's not pay to win. I don't know, who knows if it's on purpose or not, but so I'll fire 3 recoil patterns here with the Great Pacific Blueprint at 10 meters exactly. Then we'll do the same with stock XM4. You can see the Great Pacific Blueprint has quite a bit more recoil. It's a little more smooth though. It doesn't jump around as much as the stock XM4. It's just weird. I have no idea. I think it's worth messing with though. Higher fire rate, more recoil, a little bit more range. Very, very similar TTK inside that first damage drop off. So just something to mess with, something to try out, see if you like it more. Like I said, it'll flinch your enemy more than the standard XM4, which is good. Yeah, not much else to say. So something else I wanted to mention real fast that's actually different about this blueprint as well. The iron sights, it's like the distance the gun is from your face is a little bit different when you ADS with the irons. So when I ADS with the Pacific Blueprint, you can see it's pretty zoomed out, like you're pretty far from the gun. But when you use the normal XM4, so basically the difference is you have a wider aperture there where you can see around your target, but you have worse peripheral vision. So it's kind of a trade-off. I wouldn't say that the irons are like way better on this variant or anything. I don't really like either one of them, to be honest. honest. I'm going to use an optic on this, but it's just interesting that they're different. I don't know why this would be, but they're just different and it's strange. Alright, so just quickly I wanted to highlight another really good XM4 build using this blueprint. So this is I don't like the iron sights, like I said, so I use Microflex LED, regular suppressor. This is slightly different than the build in my other video, but it's another amazing build. Regular suppressor, task force barrel. Task force barrel basically increases your damage range and your bullet velocity and your strafe speed, but hurts your recoil a little bit. That basically cancels out the negatives of the suppressor. So that basically gives you more strafe speed and a silenced weapon without any downsides, because the regular suppressor doesn't actually hurt your ADS times at all, which is why we're using that instead of the agency, because you need good ADS times up close. Then we got the Stanag 60 round mag. Obviously, we're not using the fast mag for ADS reasons. We want 60 bullets, and then Raider Pad, of course, Sprintify to make it more like an SMG, and gives you that ridiculous. It's crazy, and it's actually really accurate too. The blue tracers are a little bit distracting, and for some